claustrophobic mind, and I am not the vagrant kind. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. Not that vagrant kind. Yeah! I let you in, but in one condition. No one here will ever tell us so. I'll be your guard in this messy catacomb. Follow my lead long down this hole. The smoke down here will sting and burn, so cover up your eyes. Sooner than you know, we'll rise. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. In this hellhole I've been stuck, but I feel something I've never felt before. I can't stop this craving. If you tried it once, you want it even more. The smoke down here will sting and burn, so cover up your eyes. Sooner than you know, we'll rise. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not the vagrant kind. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and claustrophobic mind, and I am not the vagrant kind. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, she's got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. Not that vagrant kind. Yeah! I let you in, but in one condition. No one here will ever tell us so. I'll be your guide in this messy catacomb. Follow my lead long down this hole. The smoke down here will sting and burn, so cover up your eyes. Sooner than you know we'll rise. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, she's got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. In this hellhole I've been stuck, but I feel something I've never felt before. I can't stop this craving. If you tried it once, you want it even more. The smoke down here will sting and burn, so cover up your eyes. Sooner than you know we'll rise. Baby, I just wanna take you home, so lose the grip and make it on your own. Lady, she's got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant
Now streaming live, Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back, because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three wide action racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up a turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight from the Lernerville Speedway, Lernerville, Pennsylvania. Well, it's Monday night, time for 3D Racing and Team VLR. Well, I guess we'll call this a quick cash event here tonight, live in Lernerville. And it comes to you live via Full Velocity, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. What the heck's going on, everybody? Phil the Cast here. Todd Stanton's alongside. And Todd, we come back on a Monday night. We did the Money Series here last week with the Monster Bash Super Series with the guys at Race on Texas and South Texas Speedway. We come back here tonight for a bonus event, the all-new Lernerville Speedway. Noah, a place that you did a broadcast on this one day ago, and first trip for me out here, and trying to learn all my new digs as well. So a little bit off my game, but ready to rock and roll, brother. How the heck are you?
Definitely fantastic here this evening, and it definitely was an open event here over at VLR. The Monster Bash here, just a bonus race here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And I tell you, Phil, a star-studded field here. 8 laps will be the distance here of these heat races as we get ready for heat race number 1 already.
Absolutely right. Going to say hello to our sponsors here to open up the night. Going to say hello to the folks over at Hanover Record Service, iRacingIFlag.com, Voiles Trucking, J-Max Journeys. Also going to say hey to BladeNo.com, the South Texas Speedway, Mildred Media and Design, TDR Racing League, Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, and JP Designs. Our Voiles Trucking starting lineup for heat race number 1 will go away like this. On the pole with the number 926 is Barrett Bishop. The 157 is Drew Hopkins. Row number 2 aboard car number 18 is Kyle Surratt with the number 37 of Randall Carter alongside. Our third row, we find the number 00 of Kendall Tucker. Eddie Underwood rolls off a P6. Lord car number 4. Josh Peacock rolls off 7th, the number 61. The 515 of Chris Cox is alongside. Kevin Forcier, he'll roll off 9th aboard the 967. The natural one, Blake Garrett, rolling off tonight from the number 257 car in 10th, and shotgun on this field in heat race number 1 will be the 017. That'll be Justin Sick.
Definitely good to see everything going on here, Phil. A star-studded field, like you said. Not sure how many cars took time. I know we had a full house here. I know the invites went out, so some people missing this event. But you can tune in here on the Full Velocity Racing Network and enjoy the show along with us here. And don't forget, guys, star donations go a long way. Make Facebook, let Facebook know that Full Velocity Racing Network is live here tonight, and definitely getting a goal here of 10,000 stars that we have to meet in the month of December. Sam Perry already starting off with 1,000 stars. Thank you very much. It's the first iRacing iFlag green flag comes out over Lernerville. The Monster Bash here, the bonus race here at Lernerville goes live here with almost 3 wide racing through 1 and 2.
Sure is. A race car for the lead. Number 9 going to lead the field down the back straightaway into number 3 and 4 for the first time. Barrett Bishop, 926, I should say. Drew Hopkins there. Kyle Surratt, the number 18. He's going to shoot to the low side. 2 wide racing for second off of 2.
Yeah, definitely 2 wide racing for that second spot. Is right now Drew Hopkins holding on to the second spot, looking down to the bottom side of Barrett Bishop, not able to do anything. There they come off of turn 4, but Kyle Surratt keeps looking down to the bottom of Drew Hopkins. That leaves the door. Here comes Kendall Tucker aboard the double knot machine. That's Swindell Speed Labs iRacing iFlag double knot machine. Down the back straightaway here to turn 3. Surratt gets a little bit out of shape, but Kendall Tucker going to the outside.
Tucker's 00 to the outside. Put Tucker now looking for that third spot over in turn 1 and 2. And how cool is this little joint here, Todd? The first week we've seen the Lernerville Speedway, a track with no walls, no wall riding. Gonna really rip that cushion. You're gonna straddle the risk versus reward of this joint here as we go halfway home. Race leader Barrett Bishop leading the field. You look back here to this race for a second where you got the likes of Kyle Surratt, Drew Hopkins, you got Kendall Tucker there, Eddie Underwood. Top 3, though, are guaranteed on to the main event with 2 laps remaining next time around, and all chasing Barrett Bishop off turn 2.
Bishop now down the back straightaway, getting ready to come up on popsicle sticks in the air, Phil. That will mean 2 more trips around the speedway for the number 926 of Barrett Bishop. Second is still Drew Hopkins, is holding on. 18 Kyle Surratt in the hot seat here. As he looks down to the bottom, makes a little bit of contact with the 157, then Kendall Tucker makes contact with the 18. Those guys get it back going, but that leaves the door wide open for the number 4. Here comes Eddie Underwood.
Eddie Underwood are going to make it look 3 wide there as we come to the white flag. Who is going to get this final transfer spot? Surratt's there. Tucker, Underwood now up to the 3rd spot. Can the 4 car hold on? He'll have 2 more trips to get it done. 2 more quarters into 3 and 4 for the final time. We're checkered flag. A slide job being thrown there. What a bold move as we hit the checkered flag.
Barrett Bishop definitely picking up the win here. Drew Hopkins second. Eddie Underwood going to finish up third. Kendall Tucker just outside in fourth.
All right, apologies there, Todd. I'm still battling a little bit cold, I guess, too, because once ago grabbed the voice that wasn't there. But yeah, Underwood grabbing third over Kendall Tucker, Randall Carter, Justin Sick, Chris Cox, Kevin Forcier, Kyle Surratt, Josh Peacock, and Blake Garrett rounding at the field for heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 about to find its way onto the racing surface here, the 410 Smile Lernerville Speedway, and I'll give the starting lineup here at the call to Todd. 11 drivers strong here for Heat 2.
Yeah, 11 drivers strong, starting out in the pole, driving the double knot 7. That will be Jacob Fields. And outside in, that's the 07. That's Howard Weaver. Inside row number 2, rolling off in the third starting spot. That'll be Shad Prescott aboard the D1RT number 41. And Scott Dobbs aboard the 3DRacing number 29 in position number 4. Fifth starting spot will be Gary Nieberger aboard the number 19, and Trevor Fitz aboard the 28, rolling off position number 6. Seventh will be Davin Cardwell aboard the number 7, and then Brian Wax aboard the B14 in position 8. Position 9 sees Greg Perkins aboard the number 27, and Ron Piles aboard the number 24 in position 10. Shotgun on the field, HRE Motorsports J. Darren Litterall there in the number 68 machine. Litterall, the last car out here for heat race number 2.
It's a pretty loaded field there for what is going to be 6 heat races here this evening. I apologize, his voice wasn't there. I'm still kind of learning the new PC, up and alive and well. Calling my first race off it tonight is trying to get some of the sound worked out here as well. Trying to get my proper balance. I'm down to one monitor here for a couple of days, so I'm kind of out of sorts. So I can't on Christmas quite yet, Todd. I'm still kind of learning the new toys, the new widgets, the operating system. I think I've got a grasp of it all, but I'm just not feeling to my full capability yet, as I guess you would say. But Jacob Fields, Howard Weaver, Shad Prescott, Scott Dobbs make up a very stacked 2 rows. Garrett Eberge, Trevor Fitz, Devin Cardwell, Brian Wax off to number 4, iRacingIFlag.com, green flag up in the air.
Howard Weaver immediately goes to the outside, but Shad Prescott in the M14 slides up into the second spot there. Already here, quick on the going is Jacob Fields leading the charge down into turn 3. Shad Prescott for 2. Then you have Howard Weaver running in that third spot. Then you got Scott Dobbs running 4th. And then you got Trevor Fitz in that number 28 machine, now looking to the bottom side of the 29. And Dobbs goes around it and not collects Trevor Fitz and the 07 of Davin Cardwell. Those guys go around in a knot. No yellow flag out though in heat racing action, Phil. But tough break here, early start for these guys. Definitely not where they want to be going to a consolation event.
Not at all. Dobbs there, Fitz, Davin Cardwell, 3 really good cars now to the rear, but the leader is Jacob Fields, Shad Prescott. How about Howard Weaver? Howard holding on to that third and final transfer right now. You look back and you see the likes of Garrett Eberge, who's a pretty dang good shoe in one of these super late models as well. That's a very solid top 3. Jacob Fields leads the way as we're going to be halfway home this time off of 4.
Halfway home out of turn at number 4. We'll see Jacob Fields, Shad Prescott, Howard Weaver, Garrett Eberge still running in the 4th spot in the number 19 machine. Looking at a lot of these cars, Phil, as we keep going through the field here, just looking at the different chromatic designs that these guys got going on. It's so fantastic to see the different light angles that are going on those cars.
It really is. I'm just kind of going back to the field, trying to, put who is who on what car scheme, what number, and I'll tell you what, these new chrome kind of illusions things they put to life in iRacing, these things are stellar. The painters out there adjusting to these things and using them for the first week. God, these things are just absolutely immaculate. And how about the speed for that 007, double knot 7, Jacob Fields? He'll lead the field in a 3 and 4, but this time, Todd, he will see white flag on the speedway.
Yeah, white flag for Jacob Fields. Looks like he's got a pretty comfortable lead over Shad Prescott there. And that M14 machine as he does close in for 1 and 2, but Shad gets a little bit loose off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3, the double knot 7. The Elite 7 Motorsports driver, Jacob Fields taking down the victory. Second going to go to Shad Prescott. Howard Weaver finish up in that third and final transfer spot.
It's going to set a really good field there, including Garrett Eberge, Darren Litterall, Brian Wax, Greg Perkins, Trevor Fitz, Davin Cardwell. Scott Dobbs, Rage, and Ron Piles to go off into our consolation rounds that'll follow us here over the course of what is now 6 heat races, 2 in the books. And heat race number 3 will go away like this. On the pole aboard car number 44, that is Blake Cannon, and alongside the number 36 is Chad Swartz. The 78 from HRE rolls off third. That is Chris Arencia with the number 84 of Clay Devon on the outside of row 2. Row 3, Ryan Diatti in the number 57, the number 74 of Blake Brown on the outside of the third row. Tristan Carmen brings out car number 45 from position 7, and alongside the 331 is Dustin Hall. Jesse Carr rolls off next aboard car number 11, and Scott, I believe that's last on the field there, 10th. I'm missing Kevin Dedman. Kevin Dedman in the 000. He will round out the field, top of a 10-car starting field. A lot of heavy hitters in this one as well, and only the top 3 go off into the main event.
Yeah, the top 3 go off into the main event. Guys rolling off of pit road, Phil. Nice to see an outside pits at one of these dirt tracks. iRacing spent a lot of time on this track.
It's awesome.
Really nice. I tell you, love seeing the outside pits, how they're rolling off pit road. Just like I'm at the Firecracker 100 at Lernerville, Phil. It's nice to see the late models here. I tell you, Sunday over the UDRA on Sunday, I should say Sunday afternoon at 1 Eastern time. I've seen a lot of cars go over the edge, over the embankment there, and a lot of them are the race leaders 1 through 4, Phil. And it definitely shaped up to be a different type of race towards the end of that one, 100 laps. So we're definitely going to see what's going to happen here this evening, but I believe we're going to have sort of the same outcome. It became very, very slippery towards the end of the feature.
Absolutely right. And you've been to Lernerville, so that's pretty neat to hear your actual personal stories of Joint, a place that I have seen in pictures and video and whatever coverage you could have over the years. Really cool to see it coming to life inside the iRacing simulation. Track looks to be awesome. Outside pit area makes you feel like we're at home up here, even in the Northeast. On the asphalt side of things as well, as off turn number 4, Blake Cannon stops down, loud pedal down, and we'll go racing off into turn number 1 and 2. Chad Swartz falls to the second spot, but here comes Clay Devon, the 84. He's up the inside. Devon up to second. Arencia, he's side by side for third with a 57 of Diatti over in turn 3.
Yeah, Diatti right now holding on to that third and final transfer spot. Chris Arencia now peeks down to the bottom side to make it to side by side down into turn number 1 and off of turn 2. Diatti's got to run on the outside, the top shelf of the speedway, but again, risk versus reward up there. So you don't want to push it too hard because you'll go down over the embankment. But the 57 showing the quick way around up on the top shelf of the speedway, recaptures that third spot.
And it's so cool to watch these cars have to not have that, that little buffer of the wall up there. Arencia now through the middle. Diatti stuck up high lane there. Down to the low side.
Oh, Diatti goes off the track.
Diatti's around. Carmen, we have one off the racetrack. Ryan Diatti, somebody call a medic. I don't think he's okay, but that's what happens. He strangled over that hump, and there he went.
Yeah, he definitely had the quick way around there, Phil. And I tell you, Diatti going over there in turns 3 and 4. It's not as dangerous as 1 and 2. But again, he lost many spots there. Took him right out of a transfer spot.
Third in, that leaves the field wide open now as we're halfway home here in heat race number 3. Blake Cannon beginning to run away from the field over Clay Devon, Chris Arencia, Tristan Carmen. How about the Kevin Dedman, number 00, the 000, Todd? From the 10th spot now up to 5th. Kevin Dedman, a guy we know always got a lot of speed. Can he find his way to the top 3? He's 2 laps away from finding out.
Yeah, Kevin Dedman definitely in that zero machine trying to work his way up through. Blake Brown, no slouch either there in that 74D machine, but Arencia holding on to the final transfer spot as Blake Cannon comes down here into turns 3 and 4, sweeping through the corners there. Coming down to the start-finish line, white flag over the field there. Clay Devon running in second, Chris Arencia third right now, comfortable with that 4 of Tristan Carmen knocking on the door.
Sure is. Carmen is there, but is he going to have enough time to do? He's going to have 2 corners left to do in the west end of the speedway. Turns number 3 and 4. Blake Cannon going to be the first little checkered flag. Clay Devon going to grab second. Arencia going to hold on for that third and final transfer, setting Tristan Carmen, Kevin Dedman, Blake Brown, Dustin Hall, Chad Swartz, Jesse Carr, Ryan Diatti going to be on the list of drivers going off into our 2 consolation rounds. God, I can't imagine what those are going to be like. Halfway through heats, I'm already looking forward to consies. We've still got 30-plus drivers to even see who's going to put themselves in the main event. The next round of 10, Todd, is about to head trackside.
Yeah, heat race number 4 coming out onto the speedway, and it's going to go away like this. Starting on the pole, driving the 112 machine, that's Devin Morgan. And that's right outside Tyler Ducharme in the number 9 machine, rolling off position 2. Third starting spot, the guy that kicked me out of a server will never, he'll be coined that from now on, the J.D. Brown there. And then number 14 machine, rolling off position 3. Fourth will be Brad Dyer in the 56. Fifth starting spot will be Ryan Underwood aboard the number 47 machine, and Chris Fisher aboard the number 5 in position 6. Seventh is Brett Leitenhoff aboard the number 12, and Ryan Weststart in the 17 machine, rolling off 8th. Ninth starting spot will be Bailey Hip aboard the 46, and Bryce Daffrin aboard the 47 in position 10. 10 cars we called for, Phil. We have 9 cars out there. Bailey Hip not answering the call.
I didn't see Bailey out there, and I'll have to ask you, like, off air at some point. Maybe even on air to have, like, the fun of the conversation. Kicked out of a server by J.D. Brown. You were in a race server, right? Well, you were at Lernerville taking in laps?
Yep. I qualified into the main event, too. I qualified Josh Peacock. I qualified a couple different guys in that server to make it into their main event. I made a mistake on the start, and I got booted out of the server immediately. So, again, I've always been a form of fashion when you want to race, Phil, and you want to learn from the best. When you want to learn from the best, you've got to be out there racing with the best. And that's what I was doing, but unfortunately made a mistake, and I guess they thought I was too reckless there, and they booted me out of that server.
Now, well, I'm glad you're a racer, can still do it. That's why I stood up here in the booth, because they wouldn't let me off a pit road, I'll tell you what. But we're under racing here. Devin Morgan, the leading field off turn number 3 and 4. Here comes J.D. Brown at that number 14. He is down to the low side. He may look for a peek of the race lead. Tyler Ducharme in that white and blue number 9. God, that thing is a really cool-looking scheme as well. They're door-to-door. That's racing for second over in turn 3.
And J.D. Brown's, I love the number 14 and how it looks on there. The
pops.
Afterglow, it just pops out of there. As much as I don't want to talk about him, but J.D. Brown, definitely going to make me talk about him here tonight. Running in that second spot there, trying to get around Tyler Ducharme there, as now he gets a little bit loose down in the bottom, Phil. Definitely a bunch of different groups here tonight so far. These guys are high, they're low, and they're even in the grass for that matter.
Certainly are. They are using every bit of the racetrack, the exit, the grass area on the bottom. This track has all the makings for the first week, and the couple of laps I did see here over the course of the week, watching it, I was seeing with my own 2 eyes here tonight. Really cool little joint halfway home. Devin Morgan leads Tyler Ducharme, J.D. Brown, Brad Dyer on the outside looking in, as is Chris Fisher, Ryan Underwood. So 4 laps in now, 3 laps remaining. Can anybody chase down Devin Morgan? That's a guy who's won a lot of races, and he looks to pick up 1 more as he leads the field in 3.
Devin Morgan definitely quick there in the 112 machine. Nice looking paint scheme on that machine too. I've always been a fan of green on a race car, Phil. Won quite a few races with green on my race car, so definitely everybody thinks it's a bad omen, but I've won races at the local track there with a green car, so at least a little bit of green presence on my car, my numbers in different letters and stuff. But white flag going to come out there for the 112 of Devin Morgan. Tyler Ducharme running in that second spot. Third is J.D. Brown, the third and final qualifier there into the main. Then Brad Dyer. Then you have Ryan Underwood for the final time. Down off into turn number 3. He sails it. Devin Morgan off of 4. Going to pick up heat race number 4 here tonight. Second going to go to Tyler Ducharme, and then J.D. Brown rounding out your 3 cars to make it on in through the heat race.
Sure is. Brad Dyer, Chris Fisher, Bryce Dafford, Brett Leitenhoff, Ryan Weister, Ryan Underwood.
Thank you, Sam Perry.
Along the gang of that go off in the consolation rounds. We thank Sam Perry, and I'm assuming another Stars donation from Sam. I normally would have a chat box on hand
leader.
here, Todd.
Undisputed
the undisputed heavyweight champion of the leader there with Stars donations. Yeah. Our buddy from BladeNo.com.
Does anybody have anything for him? Star donations, guys. You got to show how much love you got for the Full Velocity Racing Network. Star donations go a long way here, guys. And let Facebook know that Full Velocity Racing Network's here. Come on, let's see those stars.
Please let it know. Maybe
let it rain.
Let it rain. Maybe the Postal Service will even find my house so I can have the adapters to get the second monitor over here plugged in and even talk to you guys out there in the chat box. So, hey, hope you all are well. Not ignoring you on purpose here tonight. Sometimes I do, but I'm definitely not attempting to. But enjoying the view from the Lernerville Speedway as heat race number 5. It now takes itself to the center stage, and on the pole aboard car number 127, that is Blake Majulis with number 7 of Hayden Cardwell, the outside pole. Row number 2, the 77, of Rob Fletcher with the number 6 of CJ Phillips on the outside of row 2. Row 3, Matt McKinney joining us tonight aboard car number 51 with the 421 of Britton Roxbury on the outside of row 3. Mike McKinney brings the number 96 car out from position 7 with Casey Brunson aboard the number 10 rolling off from position number 8 in our 5th and final row. The number 49 is Eric Keller. Matty Watkins aboard car number 99 rolling off from position number 10. Matty Watkins. Can't be the same one.
No, I don't think it is, but it's definitely interesting. Now we got a nickname for the NASCAR 2003 side for Matt Watkins.
We already call him Matty.
But now we're going to call him Matty Watkins. I like that. I've always liked that name.
2019 TDR Premier Cup Series champion Matt Watkins, we will say. He'll go in that one forever. That's a hard championship to win. He got it this season. But we go to the iRacingIFlag.com. Green flag. Blake Majula is going to lead Hayden Cardwell. Rob Fletcher, how about CJ Phillips, the 3D Racing number 6 outside row 2 start? Can he find his way to a transfer? We're racing for the lead off of 4.
You got the 127 of Blake Majula and Hayden Cardwell. And the number 7 machine definitely quick over at the UDRA Sunday afternoon. And that number 7 machine, he dives down low. Blake Majula, slide job maneuver there for the UDTV. Hayden Cardwell to the race lead, but Blake Majula's not going away. Side by side battle into turn number 1. It is the 127 of Blake Majula's edging ahead just a tad bit, but here comes Cardwell to the outside. He's edging himself ahead. Slide job by Blake Majula's out of corner number 4, and they're fighting side by side, Phil.
That's 2 of the very best doing it in a big way here at Litterville. Early Hayden Cardwell. Blake Majula's off turn number 2. Blake down low. Can he make the move into turn number 3? That 7 car has a lot of motor. Runs it high. Majula slide job for the lead off of 4.
7 off the embankment there, and chaos for Hayden Cardwell. He slips back to 5th spot there. Here comes the 421 of Britton Roxbury. Down to the bottom of the 96 of McKinney also right there, as he's trying to get into the fray, and now almost making contact with the 51 of Matthew McKinney. So the McKinney's trying to edge forward here. The 7 trying to fight back into a transfer spot. But right now it's Blake Majula, your race leader. 2nd, Robert Fletcher. CJ Phillips holding on to the 3rd and final transfer spot. But here comes Hayden Cardwell to the outside.
Hayden Cardwell is trying to dig around Matt McKinney. Mike McKinney there as well. McKinney sandwich finds a Hayden Cardwell in the number 7 trying to make his way back to the front here, Todd. But we're going to see white flag already next time by. Blake Majula has driven away to about 2 seconds over Rob Fletcher. CJ Phillips holding on to that final transfer, and it's chaos behind them.
And CJ Phillips now moves into the second spot. 3 wide. Hayden Cardwell sticks it way down to the bottom. Slide job 2 for move. Through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. 3 wide. Down into turn number 3. And those guys really digging down in. Hayden Cardwell puts it back down to the inside. He's going to take 2nd. The 6 of CJ Phillips going to finish up 3rd, Phil.
Wow.
Wow. And Robert Fletcher was in it. And now he's out of it through a heat race.
Oh my, and that was all within a half a tenth right there. It was half a tenth from 2nd to 5th. That was amazing. Right there, a fan of what I'm seeing tonight in Lernerville tonight. A fan of what I'm seeing for this cash race here. A quick cash event being put on by 3D Racing and Team VLR. You know, Steven and KT, the gang, had these guys all whipped up into shape, and we are here in a big way as heat race number 6 about to exit the pit area and onto the racing surface, and here is the way they will come to post. On the pole with the number 33 is Evan Say, with the number 80 car of Dylan Wilson on the outside of row number 1. 2nd row, we find the number 2 of Dylan Hauser with the number 62 of Zach Jenkins, making up the balance of row number 2. Row 3, the inside, the number 59 of Braden Wallace. I'm going to see what's probably going to say 6 on the side of that race car, with the number 3 of Shane James on the outside of row number 3. Cole Cabri rolls off the number 22 car. He rolls off 7th with the number 30 car of Chris Coombs on the outside. Todd Froelich rolls off 9th with the number 25, and Jeremy Ray going shotgun on a 10-car field. He's aboard car number 75, so that's 10 more bullets. Last heat race of the night. Top 3 into the main event. Then we move in toward what is going to be chaos between 2 consolation rounds. Wow. We got excitement building here tonight in Lernerville.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of heavy hitters in this one there, Phil. Dylan Hauser, the Monster Bash champion, there in that number 2 machine, the iRacing I-Flag number 2 of Dylan Hauser. So we'll see what he's got. Evan C. was having a fantastic run in Lernerville on Sunday afternoon over at UDRA. And we know he has a fast piece. He's got a good setup underneath him. And don't count out Dylan Wilson or any of these guys for that matter. It's iRacing I-Flag. Green flag comes out. And Evan C. sees the charge down into turn number 1. The number 80 down to the middle groove there. That is Dylan Wilson. Hauser running in that third and final transfer spot. Slide job by the number 80 of Dylan Wilson. Wilson now crosses the back. There's the number 33 gets back there. Down to the inside, side by side, down to the turn number 1. Evan C. holds on to it, but here comes Wilson charging back on the outside.
This is the first time in my life, Todd, I'll be the first to say it, calling a race like this with a track with no wall on it. Have these guys slinging, throwing slide jumps the way they are. It's breathtaking to watch, and they're really doing one amazing job right now. Dylan Wilson going to lead the field over Dylan Hauser. Evan Say holding on to that third and final spot. You look right behind them, you find the likes of Braden Wallace there. You got Zach Jenkins, Cole Cabri trying to make his way forward in the number 22. That's a top 6, but all chasing Dylan Wilson from D1RT. You give that guy the lead. Usually pretty tough to pass.
Yeah, he's definitely rather consistent there, and he's right now pushing the cushion, so we're going to have to see if he's going to be able to hang on. That's Feast or Famine on the outside. As we said, here comes the 33 there, rustling back there as Hauser was able to pass him, cross him over just a little bit, but he gets back here, but firing back down to the inside is Hauser with a slide job of his own. Up in front, and somebody goes down over the embankment over there, Phil. Not sure who that was, but I seen him take a crazy ride through the pits.
Somebody took a ride off course, so that's usually not a good idea, but hey, we'll try to figure who it was there as I'm watching Evan Say. Dylan Hauser racing up for second and third. We're already halfway home, and next time by, already going to see the white flag over car number 80, Dylan Wilson, Hauser, Say, your top 3, Braden Wallace, Cole Cabri. I believe the car off the racing service may have been the Chris Combs number 30 that was off in the pit area, so tough break for Chris. Looks like he's going to be short-shifted here out of the main event here through qualifying goes, but we got one more lap to go, and looks like Dylan Wilson, Todd, maybe running off in the distance with this one.
Yeah, Dylan Wilson down the back straightaway for the final time, the D1RT driver. That number 80 machine ahead of Dylan Hauser, our champion from the Monster Bash Series, but he's going to take down heat race number 6. Will be Dylan Wilson and Dylan Hauser, Evan Say, going to finish up your top 3 that will transfer on. And they may. Now we're going to go to consolation event racing, Phil.
Really well. We're going to go into what is going to be the C main or B main number white. Now, C main, B main number 1. Phil can't English here tonight. Take a couple of days off, and Phil completely forgets what he's doing up here. But hey, we'll get it figured out. 15 laps are going to be the main event here for the B mains, and top 3 will go off into the main event. So this one will be rather loaded, and let's see what the lineup is here. For B main number 1, 22 cars locked for bear. On the pole will be the number 00 of Kendall Tucker with the number 45 of Tristan Carmen. Run number 2, the number 77 of Robert Fletcher with the 37 of Randall Carter in the outside of row number 2. The 0 of Kevin Dedman rolls off from P5 with the 96 of Mike McKinney on the outside. Justin Sick and Blake Brown make up a very good row number 4 with Britton Roxbury's 421 and Chris Cox number 515 rounding out the balance of a top 10. Dustin Hall rolls off 11th and 331, flanked by the number 10 of Casey Brunson. Kevin Forcier brings the 967 out for position number 15. Next door to him, the number 44 is Chad Swartz. Eric Keller will roll off the number 49. He will roll off 15th, I should say, with Kyle Surratt and the number 18 rolling out from the outside of row number 8. Row 9, the number 11 is Jesse Carr. Matt McKinney alongside aboard car number 51. Josh Peacock brings the 61 out for position number 19 with Ryan Diades, number 57. Rounding out the field, Matty Watkins aboard the 99, and Blake Garrett in the number 257. Scheduled to roll out here, Todd, of a 22-car field here for 15 laps around.
Yeah, 22-car field here.
C-Main.
Consolation event there. C-Main is what we're calling it, Phil. Are they going to play the alphabet soup? Is that how that's going to work here?
It looks like it, because I don't see, maybe do I see? I do see B-Main listed here, so looks like we're going to go 22 cars even across. I can't believe the amount of cars here.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
VLR loaded tonight.
Yeah, definitely loaded. Definitely have to give a big shout out to VLR, 3DRacing. Those guys putting the show together. All the admins over here at VLR as we get ready to send these guys on their way. Consolation event number 1. iRacing I-Flag, green flags out, and Kendall Tucker on the loud pedal of the first. down into turn number 1. The double knot. Kendall Tucker looks to just get away, run away, and hide there to hold on to the top spot. Not very often do we see him in the consolation event there, Phil. But Kendall Tucker trying to pull away. Here comes Robert Fletcher down to the inside. That is Tristan Carmen. And then number 4 machine on the outside. Here comes the 37 also of Randall Carter and Kevin Dedman in that number 0 machine.
0 is flying. Carter is up high. You look right in front of them. Fletcher's 77. He's locked in a 2-wide battle there for that second transfer, second spot there with Tristan Carmen's number 4. But it is that 00 car. Swindell Speed Lab, number 00, Kendall Tucker. He'll lead the field off turn number 2. And that's where you need to be here. Top 3 transfer onto the main event. Only the top 3. You know, this 22 car field. Tucker leads, but look at Fletcher. He's going to close there, running for the lead over in turn 1.
Yeah, Robert Fletcher losing his qualifying spot there, Phil, on the very last lap of the race there in his heat racing action. Robert Fletcher now trying to hold on to that 3rd spot. Man, I would want to be one more position up because we know what happened last time to Robert Fletcher, but he's got Randall Carter right there, Phil, and Kevin Dedman. Those guys right there knocking on the door here through 1 and 2 as they enter the back straightaway.
There is Tristan Carmen up ahead there aboard car number 4 as I lost him off my screen real quick. But hey, how can you lose the car that big? At Lernerville running in the 2nd spot. Race leader is Kendall Tucker. The drama sits back here for this 3rd and final transfer. Robert Fletcher has it. You got Randall Carter back there, as you said. The likes of Kevin Dedman on the back part of the top 5. You look right behind them. Blake Brown, Casey Brunson there. Justin Sick, you got Brenton Roxbury, Dustin Hall, a very accomplished super late model guy. That's a very solid top 10 as we approach halfway home. Kendall Tucker leads the field off turn 4.
Yeah, we're getting ready to approach halfway home. I believe it's going to be this time by halfway home here for the double knot machine, the iRacing iFlag Swindell Speed Labs machine of Kendall Tucker out front there. Then you got Tristan Carmen in the number 4 machine running in that 2nd spot there. 3rd, it should be, I believe it's going to be Robert Fletcher there in the 77 machine. Nobody's really passed him. But it looks like these guys starting to migrate to the top shelf of the speedway. Well, I know that, Phil, goes away there towards the latter portion of that. If the track stays the same, that's going to go away for these guys too. But again, risk versus reward, and you don't want to be up top there too long. You go down over one of those embankments.
And that would not be a good idea for you whatsoever. We'll see what the main event's going to take us here after this. C main and then B main number 2 roll off, but we have Kendall Tucker leading and trying to go away from the field over here. Tristan Carmen or Rob Fletcher comfortably right now. If you can comfortably be Rob sitting in that 3rd spot, you look right behind there. If a mistake is made, you got the likes of Randall Carter there. You got Kevin Dedman now up to the 4th spot. Blake Brown in the top 5. So Carter have a little bit of a hiccup. Can Kevin Dedman capitalize? Can he find himself in the top 3? Fletcher holds on to the spot off of 4.
Yeah, Fletcher, I don't know how comfortable he's got to feel after that heat race, still getting it ripped away like that. He's got to have to pull a maneuver here aboard the number 77 machine. Dedman already up alongside him. Slide job through 3 and 4 there as he slides right up in front of Fletcher. Fletcher loses the transfer spot.
Kevin Dedman now up to that 3rd and final transfer as we put 13 laps on the board. Next time by, 2 to go for the race leader, Kendall Tucker off turn number 4. Him and Tristan Carmen look to be very comfortable. Kevin Dedman now, he sits in that firing seat over in turn 1.
Yeah, Dedman right now in that 0 machine, definitely trying to do all he can to hold off now Robert Fletcher, who is on the hot seat, the bubble as we call it there, through 3 and 4. So they're going to see the white flag over the field. Can he hold on for one more lap on the 410th Lernerville Speedway? We'll see if that's going to be able to be had there in that number 0 machine, Phil. But it looks like he's got about 3 car lengths on that 77.
Is driving away as we hit turns number 3 and 4. Now a checkered flag going to go over the field here on the 410s. Give B-May number 1 to Kendall Tucker with number 00. Tristan Carmen in for 2. 3rd will go to Kevin Dedman. And that's the list of names here, Todd. Not into the main event include Robert Fletcher, Blake Brown, Randall Carter, Brenton Roxbury, Chris Cox, Dustin Hall, among the many who will not see us here into the A main. So that's through for 1. We got 15 more laps around and 3 more drivers to put into the main event of a 22 car field that is assembling trackside as we speak.
Yeah, they're assembling trackside for consolation event number 2. We got to give a big shout out to Sam Perry, who's, like you said, Phil, the undisputed star champion. If you're listening to Full Velocity Racing Network, I know we're across a bunch of spectrums. Come on over to our Full Velocity Racing Network Facebook page, and then go to hit star donations on it to make sure you give out some star donations. Let Facebook know that you guys care for Full Velocity Racing Network. It's kind of a trial thing that gave us a goal to hit. Let's see us get that goal and then some, and let them know that you guys appreciate the Full Velocity Racing Network, everybody, all the hard work and effort that Full Velocity does to get the broadcast out to you almost 7 days a week sometimes, even twice a night in that matter. So then, big thank you to Sam Perry right now, the Star Donations leader. I'd like to see somebody else compete with him, but we're getting ready to compete here for B Main number 2, Constellation event number 2, starting on the pole, driving the number 19 machine. That will be Gary DeBerger, and outside of him will be Brad Dyer aboard the number 56 machine. Inside row number 2, that's the B6 machine. That'll be Brayton Wallace and Darren Littlewell aboard the number 68, going to roll off position 4. Fifth starting spot, we'll see Chris Fisher aboard the number 5 and Cole Cravery aboard the number 22 machine, rolling off 6. Seventh starting spot, we'll see the B14 of Brian Waxton, Bryce Daffern in the 47-8. Ninth will be Zach Jenkins aboard the 69 and Greg Perkins aboard the 27 in position 10. 11th starting spot will be Brett Leightonhoff aboard the number 12 and Jeremy Way aboard the 75. Then you have Trevor Fitz aboard the number 28 and Ryan Westcart aboard the number 17. 8th row will be the number 25 Todd Frolic. Then you have Davin Cardwell aboard the number 7. Then you have Ryan Underwood, Christopher Combs, Scott Dobbs, Bailey Hips, Shane James, and Ron Piles round out your consolation event number 2.
That's a pretty loaded field there. 22 drivers on track, and only the top 3 are off to the main event. This was communicating with our buddy Ranger Ron here from the Full Velocity Racing Network. And Tubbs got stars out there. Thank you so much, Tubbs. As we go, iRacingIFlag.com. Green Flag Racing B Main number 2, Garrett Nieberger. Brad Dyer lead the field off turn 2.
Yeah, looking for a skin. Make sure you get a hold of Milner Design. Definitely a fantastic, he's put out a lot of skins as of late. We share them on Full Velocity Racing Network. For the number 19 of Garrett Nieberger. Right now, your race leader. Here comes the B6 machine. Oh, Brayton Wallace to the outside, trying to make something happen. That HRE Motorsports number B6 now is, looks like Nieberger gets a tad bit loose down at the bottom, but here comes the 22 machine too, Phil. He's into the fray.
There is. That's Cole Cabrese, number 22, now in the position. What is that? Number 4 off turn number 2 is getting really dusty. You know, they've already made the call that we're going to, work in a little bit of the track here, kind of clean it all the way back off here to where we started when we get through B Main number 2. But Nieberger does lead, Brayden Wallace does lead with a P6. Nieberger there, Cole Cabrera, Brad Dyer, Litterall. That's our top 5. 5 laps into the B Main number 2.
Yeah, 5 laps hitting here, and just watching these guys fighting it out tooth and nail. You see a lot of slide jobs towards the back there. Litterall and number 68 coming under fire there from the number 18 machine. The 18 being driven by, I believe, I'm trying to see who that is. That's Bryce Daffern. And that number 18 machine, definitely different from the screen, but Daffern now. Right, oh, there goes Litterall over the bank. Oh, we got another victim here of the Lernerville Speedway. Is this truck will eat you up and spit you out, Phil?
Sure did. It got Litterall off the bank. It got Brad Dyer as well. I don't know if Brad got off the banking or if he just got abducted by aliens, because he completely disappeared.
I had it on it.
You had it on. Okay. I figure out what the heck happened to that number 53 car, Brad Dyer. I was in car. I was off track, and I didn't have a clue where I ended up. But hey, that's pretty normal for a blind announcer now, isn't it? Not knowing where the heck we're happening. But Brayden Wallace, the B6, is a pretty good little lead on this thing. Garrett Nieberger there as well. Him and Cole Cabri. This is a pretty good race. So second spot, a 22 car now up to second there off of 2.
Yeah, he was able to get around Garrett Nieberger, so Nieberger dropping back to the 3rd spot. That's a mouthful sometimes. Bryce Dafford running in that 4th spot. Brett Leightonhoff now in the number 19 machine, as we've been calling 12 all evening long, but now moving into the 4th spot is Leightonhoff trying to make his way in to the big race here. Again, the Monster Bash bonus series here at Lernerville. Definitely interesting to see these guys fight it out, Phil, but top 3 only make it on from B Main number 2.
Absolutely right. And maybe we put a call to iRacing for guys like ourselves who sometimes struggle with car number assignments in a server where they go. Can we just name them? Like, if a guy want to put a number on their car, or like a figure, like a B14, a B6,
nice. Oh, Leightonhoff over the
put it on there, like a 32J. What do you say? You want to put that on? Let them come in here. Let them have their cars. It's going to make it a lot easier for guys like ourselves who called these races night after night. Nieberger had a little bit of hiccups there. It looks like he may have lost a spot. But Braden Wallace, who has been up front by now almost 2 full seconds, he's going to like where he sits here past halfway.
Yeah, Braden Wallace definitely fantastic there in the number B6 machine. Definitely HRE Motorsports quick here. He's had a lot of practice, Phil. He was one of the guys that was actually in UDRA on a Sunday afternoon. So a lot of practice, 100 laps. He didn't make the main event. So the B6 machine having some practice. I'm sure a lot of these guys have a ton of practice out in Lernerville. The 22 running in that second spot. Third is Bryce Daffrin, but I tell you what, it looks like Gary Nieberger now giving up that spot there to Bryce Daffrin, as Nieberger was in the third spot. Now Daffrin motors around the outside into third.
Daffrin there with a great move through 3 and 4 now, puts himself in the final transfers. We're going to see the white flag this time off turn number 4 for Braden Wallace. Looks like himself, Cole Cabria begin to check their way out of the field. The race is going to be back here for the third and final transfer. Daffrin holding on. It's going to be Daffrin versus Nieberger. And by the time they exit turn number 4, it looks like it's going to be Bryce Daffrin who's going to join Braden Wallace and Cole Cabria in the main event.
Close finish at the line, but it is definitely going to be Bryce Daffrin. They're making it on to the main event top 3. Definitely a fantastic close finish there. .053 there between Daffrin and Nieberger.
It was a lot of fun, so that means the stage is going to be set. The main event roster is going to be set here for Little Speedway, and that's going to allow us here to take a brief moment. Let's throw this thing trackside. Let's pay honor to this great country, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And welcome back to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Thank you for the beautiful prepared national anthem from James Grace and the singers over over there. Kevin Dedman will be having his national anthem here soon on the Full Velocity Racing Network, but we've had it there for the Gobbler. We'll see if we can get it together here for each and every night. Thank you to Dirty Grass Soul, Kevin Dedman, for performing the national anthem and allowing us to have that one. So definitely going to be having it here rather quickly here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. But before we get to racing, we actually got to thank our sponsors here, the league sponsors anyway, here that were part of the Monster Bash. Just give them a bonus coverage here. Thank you to RaceOnTexas.com. Also got to thank South Texas Speedway, Corpus Christi's place to race. Got to thank Kenton Skins. If you need a skin, get a hold of Kenton Skins. Also got to thank One Shot Scrap and Recycling. Give them a call at 937-447-3300. Also got to thank Justin Sick iRacing Photos. If you haven't seen any of his photos, I mean, you're really sorely missing out. He shares them here to the Full Velocity Racing Network page. So hopefully he usually tags us in it. Make sure you head on over, and if you need any photo needs, get a hold of Justin Sick iRacing Photos. Also got to thank Tech 3 Defense, West Side Signs, Custom Final Graphics. Got to thank J&B Home Inspections and 3DRacing. Also got to thank our sponsors here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Got to thank Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Royals Trucking, CCM Custom Designs and Engraving, plus J-Max Journeys is what we're going to actually replace that one with. So J-Max Journeys, BladeNode.com, Simple Web Solutions, powered by Nerds. Use the promo code BLADE10 to get 10% off your purchase. Also got to thank South Texas Speedway again, Power Motorsports for tonight's quick time, which is actually Barrett Bishop here tonight. TDR-Racing.net, Trash Panda Graphics, JP Designs, and also Milner Productions, and everything that goes on with him. He paints a lot of skins. He's got a good deal going on. Buy two, get one free for his painted skins here on iRacing. So, and I know JP Designs also has another great deal too. So, again, get a hold of those guys as we get ready to go. A main feature racing time, Phil. These guys are down on the grid already.
All right, first of all, test. You got me loud and clear with this one here. I'm working all over the place trying to get things working. Think
Yes.
I've got you all set, so what do you say here, Tom? Let's try to do this old school style, a main event of 60 laps here today. I believe at the Louisville Speedway. Quick dash for cash here tonight. Let's take us to our full field starting lineup.
Starting on the bull, driving the number 926 machine, that'll be Barrett Bishop. His dancing part of the outside, driving the double knot 7, that'll be Jacob Fields.
Row number 2 on the inside, the number 44 is Blake Cannon, and next door to him in the 112, that'll be Devin Morgan.
Inside row number 3, that'll be Blake Majulis aboard the 127, and Dylan Wilson aboard the number 80, rolling off position 6.
Drew Hopkins rolls off 7th aboard car number 157 with the number 14 of Shad Prescott on the outside of row 4.
Clay Devin aboard the number 84 in position number 9, and 10th starting spot will be Tyler Descharme in the number 9.
Aiden Cardwell rolls off next aboard car number 7. Next door to him, the number 2 of Dylan Hauser.
Rolling off in position number 13, that'll be seen Eddie Underwood aboard the number 4, and Howard Weaver aboard the 07, rolling off 14.
HRE brings us car number 78, Chris Arencia, with the number 14 of JD Brown rolling off 16th.
Rolling off 17th will be CJ Phillips in the 3DRacing number 6 machine, and Evan C. aboard the number 33, rolling off 18th.
Number 00 rolls off next. That is Kendall Tucker with the number B6 of Braden Wallace rolling off 20th.
The 21st out in the field, the number 4 of Tristan Carmen and Cole Cabrera aboard the number 22 machine in position 22.
In our final row, we find the number 00, the flying 0, I should say, of Kevin Dedman, and the number 47 of Bryson Davern, who's going to round out a 24-car field from the Lernerville Speedway. Or I'm wrong. What did I get wrong on that one?
No, I didn't say it was wrong. It's a very, very strong field here, Phil.
Strong.
HighRacing.com pace truck should make the hard right-hand turn off of the exit there, down into the natural pits outside the track as we get ready to send these guys on their way. They're restacked. They're repacked. I'm going to ask you one question. Who's it going to be here tonight?
Green flag in the speedway. Barrett Bishop will lead the field off of turn number 2, and the race right away goes back here for the second spot. Jacob Fields versus Blake Cannon, 44, driving it really deep off turn number 2. There is letting Todd kind of recompose. I'll pick his brainstem off the floor. There is 2x2 racing off the corner. Includes also Devin Morgan, Blake Majulis, RacingIFlag.com, 127, too wide for 4th off of 4.
Yeah, Blake Majulis right now running in that 4th spot there, but battling it out with Devin Morgan, battling for 4th and 5th in that 112 machine. He's up to the middle groove of the speedway, as the track is definitely going to progress, definitely a little bit different. As the first iRacing iFlag, or I should say iRacing iFlag, should say the first Hanover Record Service yellow flag going to come out? As I was thinking it was green, and my keyboard was flashing green on a yellow flag. Green. I need an iRacing I flag, Phil. Oh man, this thing is trash. This keyboard.
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to let you go down there and check it out with an instant replay down there tonight. It'll show us over the Full Velocity Racing Network. But yeah, if you don't have an iRacing I flag, well, you probably should not be even racing at all. Yes, I love this. If you don't own an I flag, Alt F4, delete your stuff, because you're not out there being one of the best out there flying with an iRacing I flag. You're going to get head over now to the website. Todd, what do you got to replay? Is we got double yellow, whatever that's about, double yellow on the speedway.
Yeah, the number 2 machine, I seen him go off the edge of the speedway, but he had a little bit of contact from the number 7 machine of Cardwell, taking Dylan Hauser up and off the track, and then unfortunately Bryce Daffron gets involved in that one as they keep going though, Phil. I'm trying to figure out who else may have been in this, maybe a secondary, but I didn't see a secondary out the speedway. Man, does that pace truck ever fly off the exit of pit road? Woof.
Sure
He's going to Mach 100.
He was digging, like I tell you, digging.
Woof.
1 lap under green complete. Thanks to our buddy KT for giving us a lap count out there. So there must be something here with the new testing of the yellow lap system there where laps are not going to score. No, we're a lot of testing on that this week. It's kind of been delayed. I have 2 yellows on my screen. Not exactly why sure I have 2, but I do know 1 lap complete here under green, so we'll have to keep tabs on with that all night long. Barrett Bishop leading, Jacob Fields, Blake Cannon, Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, Dylan Wilson, Chad Prescott, as it looks like we're back to green flag racing in Louisville.
Tell you what, a guy that's been fantastic here of the season for the Monster Bass Series was the number 9 of Barrett Bishop. He snuck inside the top 5 in points, Bill, and now he's showing he's rather quick here in Lernerville. He finished 4th in points here, but the Monster Bass with the star-studded field here directly behind him, but he's pulling away by 2 car lengths over the 07 of Jacob Fields.
It sure is. There a guy with Barrett's talent right now really showing it to life. Quick time tonight here in Louisville, leading a very strong field off turn number 4 as we got 1 or 2 off track. Tough to know where I'm at, but I do know for sure, Todd, that puts us a yellow on the speedway, yellow on the racetrack. 4 laps down under green and putting you back to work with another Full Velocity is to replay it. I believe this one may have got the likes of, is that the 37 or maybe 33 of Evan Say involved.
Yeah, Evan Say in the number 33 machine. Howard Weaver gets into the side of him, and I don't know if he really got in the side of him. Man, he goes for a ride over there. As definitely a tough one there for the 33 machine. As we'll see if we can get another look-see at this one. As he just, man, he takes some airtime here. We'll take a look here. Riding through is Howard Weaver, just barely touches him there coming up the track. Thought he was clear, and there he goes, and poof, he has hit the inside or outside wall there. Off the track, puts him in the entrance of the pit road, Phil. So he's able to go down pit road as he wants, but definitely not where he wants to be.
No, probably not where he wants to be, but hey, you know what? I guess that's why we race here sometimes, where you sometimes kind of end up off the track, and it's a place at Lernerville where I think we may see a lot of that here over the next couple of days, weeks, and months that we see the Speedway kind of unfold. But said working under the yellow, 2nd one of the night, Hanover Record Service yellow flag, number 2, 4 laps in the books. Believe we're going 60 here with the main event. Believe that's what they told me. I'm going to try to communicate that and effort that once again, because said my sound's kind of a little jacked up here versus normal, so I'm still trying to get acclimated to that. So KT, Steven, you guys can hear me. Do me a favor, poke at me, tell me the lap distance, because they're still figuring it out. Howard Weaver going to the end of the line, Todd, for that contact.
Yeah, I think he made some contact there. Definitely doing the right thing and going to the end of the longest line. This is iRacing.com. Chevy Silverado pulls off the track. Getting ready to send these guys back on the way. iRacing guy flag, green flag is out to number 9. Hits the loud pedal down into turn number 1. Here comes Blake Cannon down to the inside, trying to race with the number 9 of Barrett Bishop. Side by side there momentarily as they enter turn number 3. Bishop nudges ahead just a tad bit as they come off of turn 4.
Bishop going to lead, but here comes Blake Cannon, and do not look now, because here comes Majulis at 127. Jacob Fields at 007. He gets a little bit loose. Cannon out of shape. Stack the field all up. We keep it clean and green over 3.
Well, yellow flag going to come out now, Phil. Yellow flag, yellow. My keyboard is working correctly after I smashed it. Now the yellow flag is out, and we're going to see what brought out this Hanover Record Service yellow flag of the evening.
All right, we'll let you go back to work. As I peek off to my left here under the yellow flag, I see the old GOAT Eli Manning. Do me a favor, as my football life kind of seems to still play in the balance here. I don't know why, but let's look here on the racetrack and see what happened here. Yellow flag number 3, Todd, with now, what was it, 5 laps complete in the books.
We have a rollover for Tristan Carman and the number 4 machine as he drives it in pretty deep, gets into Brayton Wallace, and then Kevin Dedman has nowhere to go, and he goes off the banking, rolls over. It was a lazy roll there. Kind of like the lazy eyes, but the lazy roll for the number 4 of Tristan Carman, and able to get back on all 4 wheels and keep going, Phil. But Tristan Carman now at the tail end of the field.
Well, a rollover. I mean, that's not quite a turtle.
Lazy.
A lazy rollover. I don't care. Lazy rollover, barrel speed, Top Gun type rollover.
50 more stars from Sam Perry.
50 more stars from Sam Perry. I mean,
who's got anything for him?
Who's going to challenge Sam Perry? Who is going to go faster than BladeNode.com? Absolutely nobody.
Yeah, I haven't seen a
challenge out there.
Yeah, challenge out there for star donations. I know Charlie was out there with 2,000 stars. Definitely thank you to Charlie. Sam Perry, definitely the undisputed champion from BladeNode.com. So Sam out there, star donations. Guys, star donations go a long way. For those of you who don't know, it helps Phil, it helps Jack, it helps Todd, it helps keep actually Full Velocity Racing Network going around and around, because we do have bills to pay. Well, iRacing iFlag, green flag is back out, and Barrett Bishop assumes the lead down to 1.
Got bills to pay, really? This
yeah.
little operation? Yeah, I know we do. I'm just playing on that one.
Internet's
of course we do.
Of
course we do. We got more stars coming in. Thank you all out there watching and supporting us. We go back to racing here. It was 4 laps complete. Did not get one that time, so it was 5 down as we go back to green. Barrett Bishop leading out Blake Kidd and Jake Fields. Blake Majules. Dylan Wilson has crept into the top 5. Keep an eye on that number 80, Todd. I saw how that car looked in the heat race. I think the 80 can be a player here in this feature event.
Definitely Dylan Wilson right now dives down to the bottom side by side battle with Blake Majules. Majules up top on the 127, the Swindell Speed Lab, fighting it and duking it out there for the 4th spot there with Dylan Wilson. Wilson slides up in front of the 127, trying to fire back. As Blake Majules not going to be able to do anything as he's slamming the door shut. The number 80 of Dylan Wilson moves into the 4th spot, now goes to battle with the 007 of Jacob Fields, the Elite 7 driver, side by side down to the turn at number 3.
This is clean as a whistle. These guys really getting after it hard and doing it as clean as could be. That makes for an awesome time. Makes some great racing. We have seen some really good racing come out of the Team VLR stable here recently. Was there any race better than the Gobbler 100 in 2019? Or how about that flag-to-flag 75-lap feature event last week we saw at the Volusia Speedway Park, where they went clean and green. Expecting another great one here tonight. Now working, 10 laps of 60 in the books. And Barrett Bishop leads a very star-stellar field. Blake Cannon is on his heels, nipping at the bud there over in turn 3.
Yeah, Blake Cannon coming here off of turn number 4. The number 9, Barrett Bishop, still continues to lead. A lot of laps left for that young man. And then number 9, the machine, definitely doing a fantastic job of showing that he is a guy to be sought after here in the upcoming weeks. Maybe he'll have a pro run sooner or later. Oh, Jacob Fields off the embankment in the 07, keeping it going, though, keeping it stuck into the throttle. Here comes Blake Cannon. He's trying to challenge to the outside of Barrett Bishop.
And that was in Jake's car when that happened. Whee! What a ride that was. Jake kept his foot in it, kept that thing off, and he's still rolling. I'm also looking, Todd, this number 112 of Devin Morgan. He's starting to reel these guys down as well. Devin's up in the top 10. He's running in the 4th spot, trying to run down the likes of Dylan Wilson. But now Blake Cannon, he's around Barrett Bishop. New leader on the back straightaway.
Yeah, Blake Cannon finally wrestling the top spot away from the number 9 of Barrett Bishop. Bishop drops to the 2nd spot now, has to deal with the number 80 machine of Dylan Wilson. Here comes Devin Morgan, too, in the 112 machine. He's right there nipping at both those guys' heels right directly in front of him. As Bishop now to the top shelf of the Speedway. Oh, Devin Morgan goes for a ride off the embankment.
Went for a little tipsy ride there. I don't know if he completely spun it out, but wow, that was kind of cool to kind of see there straddling. That's what happens. You take that wall out of play. We know walls work. You take them out. They are floating for their lives. That's exactly what Devin Morgan did in the 112 right there as we complete now lap number 16. The race leader is Blake Cannon. Now Barrett Bishop, Dylan Wilson, Blake Majules. Devin Morgan somehow in that topsy-turvy maneuver, Todd. He's hold on to a spot in the top 5.
Yeah, definitely a 5th spot there as Blake Majules was able to get back by him. But Devin Morgan right now There's a cluster of cars directly behind him. Tyler Ducharme. Then you got Gabri right there. Drew Hopkins, Chris Arizzi, and Kendall Tucker. Those are your top 10 there, but 5th on back there to the 10th spot. You have 5 cars duking it out, battling it out for the top 5.
Really is a good race to watch out there. Blake Cannon with the race lead, but this race for 2 is starting to become a little bit of 1 here, Todd, as Barrett Bishop has done a hell of a job. Fastest car in Winterville here tonight, qualifying, won his heat race, and now holds off one of the best in that D1RT car number 80, Dylan Wilson, who stalks his prey. The 80 car keeps peeking out of the inside, off a 4 and off a 2, getting a really good run through the middle. Is that outside going to stay short and shoot like that? The inside going to come back in? I like the look of the 80 car right now through 3 and 4.
The 80 car definitely looks rather spunky there. The number 80 of Dylan Wilson, yeah, spunky. He's getting up and going. Yeehaw. And the number 80 machine, I can't quite do that.
Oh, you did it.
Because my voice is gone. But the number 80 of Dylan Wilson running in 3rd. But who is the fastest out there on the speedway? Last time by, it was Barrett Bishop there, Phil. He continues to be faster here the last 6 laps. This time by, though, he was just a tick slower than Blake Cannon. But he is still the fastest car out there on the speedway.
I'm going to tell you what, another car I've really watched starting to kind of roll its way around this joint as well. As we go, took a period on that for a minute. Yellow on the racetrack. Yellow flag on the speedway for the 4th time here tonight. We slow the field back down. We put Todd back to work with another full velocity instant replay down there. And I believe we have 22 cars left for the racetracks. I believe the first that retired from the main was Dylan Hauser. Hayden Cardwell was involved in something here, and by the looks of what the race chatter be, it may not be so great for the 7 car.
Yeah, Hayden Cardwell was coming down the back straightaway as Howard Weaver, he gave him a little bit of a shot there, and it messed him up there, and then he comes back in front of Kevin Tadman, does Hayden Cardwell. The UDTV number 7 machine looks like he's going to be out of this event there, Phil. But he gave a shot to the back end of the 00 machine, or 07 machine, I should say, of Howard Weaver. We're going to show one last time. Down the back straightaway. He goes off the track, comes back on the track as he's trying to save it, gets into Kevin Tadman. Tadman goes off the embankment too. But the 7 of Hayden Cardwell done for the evening. The 0 of Kevin Tadman still continues on.
What does Todd Stanton and Hayden Cardwell have in common, Todd?
Both
removed from servers here in the last 2 days.
Yeah, but J.D. Brown removed me from a server. Don't forget that. J.D. Brown, you don't want to remove the announcers too much. I'm going to tell you that. Just tell me I'm bad and just I need to leave. Removing me is not a very good idea. Yeah, you might get some PR, but you might get some PR in a bad way.
And I'll tell you what, you want some bad PR as well, you get removed from a server with a sponsorship on your car from UDTV to the back of the 07. That was a cheap move right there, and sometimes you get cheap imitations, and that's what you do here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. Sometimes there's a tough break there for Howard Weaver. Howard Weaver getting turned around there by the likes of Hayden Cardwell. Slow the field down, 22 laps of 60 on the board, about to go back to some green flag racing. Blake Cannon, Barrett Bishop, Dylan Wilson, Blake Majulis, Devin Morgan, the top 5. iRacingIFlag.com, green flag back in the air.
That green flag definitely back in the air. The 80 of Dylan Wilson now slides up in front of the number 9 machine. 926, of Barrett Bishop. As Bishop now falls back. Here goes Blake Majulis. Bishop now back to the 4th spot there, Phil. Blake Majulis down to the bottom side by side with the number 926 of Bishop. Bishop not going away, though, without a flight. He's right there behind that number 80 machine as Blake Majulis gets a tad bit loose there off of turn number 2.
A little bit, Majulis getting loose. A look-see there for Devin Morgan. I'm really digging the look of that number 9, too, with Tyler Ducharme. He's down to the low side of the racetrack. He is making things happen down there as he's alongside Blake Majulis. Now, Devin Morgan, the run up high. You look right behind him, the legs of Cole Cabri, the number 22. Those fellas there in the top lane. Tyler Ducharme, first one down low. Really making it work there off of 4.
Yeah, definitely making it work there. Tyler Ducharme really doing a fantastic job in that number 9 machine. The 112 of Devin Morgan running in the 6th position. Then you got Cole Cabri in that number 22 machine running in 7th. Then you got J.D. Brown and Kendall Tucker. J.D. Brown down to the bottom. He's fighting it out, duking it out with Kendall Tucker there down the front straightaway here to turn number 1. Definitely 2 distinct grooves right now, Phil. There's the top and then there's the bottom.
I tell you what, I'm watching that number 14 of J.D. Brown. After the last couple of days, that car looks really good. That that blue, that metallic, pop there with the number 14. I'm hoping that car, maybe he'll take a run to BladeNote.com, Victory Lane here in the post-race show, because I would call for all the most awkward moments in sim racing Todd calling out J.D. Brown having an interview here in the winner's circle. That may happen because he's got that thing working to the low side. We can have some fun here today, I'm telling you. Of course, we're always having fun on the network.
Definitely having fun here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And thank you guys out there in Facebook Live, whether you're in Facebook Live, YouTube, or Twitch here, watching the Full Velocity Racing Network, whether you're on the multiple different pages streaming across Facebook. We thank you. All the race fans out here for tuning in to the Full Velocity Racing Network, your source for eSport racing. A great battle now heating up for the top spot. Slide job by the number 80 of Wilson. Oh, he goes off the track just a tad bit. Blake Cannon able to get back by him.
Hey, all right, an observation here, Todd, for a guy who's living the dirt, now watching these cars straddle a cushion but no wall. They're making grip off of that berm over there. They're making this track wider than it's intended to be. Is that even humanly possible? They are rip riding, getting after it. They get even off the surface. They're picking up time getting off the banking.
Yeah, I've seen getting off the banking at the track there for the, like I said, the Firecracker 100 down in Lernerville.
Serious.
Well, yeah, I've seen them get some time off that bankment. They run right up against the outside. Definitely a fantastic track to go visit if you've not been there. Definitely go out to Lernerville, especially the Firecracker 100. Definitely a fantastic time. Just don't stay in Brown's. I think it was Brown's Motel. It's in the middle of a cornfield. Do not stay there. There's some weird people.
Oh, all right. I'll put that on the bucket list if I get out there as well. I can give you a couple of bad hotels out there in the West Lebanon, New York region. Let's just say that. I won't throw out any names. There was a guy out there with no pants and a T-shirt on the desk. So I want to talk about really weird, tough stuff. Yeah, we won't talk about that one. We're going to hear some weird stuff out there in Western New York. But, hey, let's go back to the racing or the racetrack. Blake Canada leads. Now, Dylan Wilson up to the second spot. And the naked eye would tell me, Todd, IndyCar looks to be a little tad bit quicker here as we pass halfway.
You think the naked eye, but I think the naked eye is lying to you, Phil, as Blake Cannon definitely faster than Dylan Wilson lap after lap. Bear Bishop lost some speed, though. Blake Majules is able to close the gap on him, but last time by 16.1. The guy, the leader and second place, Phil, 15.8, 15.9, respectively.
Well, that's pretty dang close. So I was looking, just kind of peeking as what they were going, analyzing the way they're getting around this, 4/10 mile. Watching another guy starting to carve his way up to the field, and no surprise at all. From 19th starting position, we find the number 00, Kendall Tucker. Now, Kendall has worked his way into the 7th spot and beginning to run down some really good names ahead, like Devin Morgan. Kendall Tucker had a lot of speed of that car, had to come from the back. Don't count him out in the latter part of the springs.
Yeah, definitely. Kendall Tucker winning his, actually, consolation event number 1 here, which would be in C-Main, is Kendall Tucker definitely coming up through the field like a rocket ship there. The iRacing iFlag Swindell Speed Labs double knot machine running in that 7th spot. Definitely pretty quick here, Phil. He's quicker than the guys directly in front of him, Devin Morgan and Tyler Ducharme, and number 9.
You know why he's so fast, Todd?
Because he got an iRacing iFlag.
You're damn right. That's how you go fast. You got an iRacing iFlag there. Kendall Tucker's got one from 19th now up to P7 for Swindell Speed Lab number 00. But the race leader, Blake Cannon, he's grown that lead out to over 0.8 of a second over Dylan Wilson. Barrett Bishop back there in third. Barrett has had a really good night. Blake Majulis, a world champion, sitting there, position number 4. And Tyler Ducharme, that white blue number 9, Todd, riding in that 5th spot. He's had a really good night as well and holds off a couple of the best behind with Devin Morgan, Kendall Tucker, J.D. Brown, Cole Cabri, and now Braden Wallace from 22nd. He's worked his way to the top 10.
Good runs going throughout the field. We're seeing slide jobs exchange over here for position number 3. Blake Majules at the number 9. O'Bara Bishop going battling it out for the 3rd spot here as the 926 sliding down through 1 and 2. Then Blake Majules comes back, filling through 3 and 4, and then does a slider of his own there in the Swindell Speed Labs 127 machine, and it's Bear Bishop high-low switch again. Great racing for the 3rd spot.
You know the most disappointing thing for me about having my sounds right now? I keep seeing the race chats just pop up there, a little black box, and I keep seeing the name Mr. Stephen Calavota popping up, talking his guidance and wisdom of these fields under green flag is next
Bryce
to
Stafford
none.
over there. I'm not sure why he's sitting on the speedway like that.
Yeah, Bryce Stafford is over there, stopped off the racing service. That's kind of interesting, but we stay green, which, as I look down to my lap counter, Todd, 44 laps of green flag racing complete.
Another slide job there by the 127 machine. Blake Majules able to get around the 926, but then Bear Bishop fires back. Those guys are racing hot and heavy, though. Tyler Ducharme in the number 9 machine has caught this battle. Howard Weaver going down over the bankment there in that 07.
I wonder if Howard saw the concession stand was reopened down there, because he went off there stage right like he was hungry. or whatever else. So I'm watching this race going on. Time for the third spot between Barrett Bishop, 926. Blake Majulis, the 127. Yeah, food does sound dang good, doesn't it?
They have some good food at this track.
Oh, I guarantee they do.
Oh!
Majulis on Bishop on a shape on the outside wall of the front chute. Not exactly sure if something broke in the car, but Majulis down up the third.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of contact over there. We'll do a replay real quick here because we've been green flag racing just to shore up what happened over here in turns 3 and 4. As it looks like the 9, he gets off the apron there. No contact being made. Blake and Barrett never making contact there as Barrett Bishop definitely going off by himself though.
That's too bad because he was having one heck of a run. Now finds himself to the back part of the field here. The number 926 is now slipped back, well, I guess back to position number 5. So that's not completely all lost there for Barrett. But Blake Cannon leads 1 second even now.
Deadman off too.
Over Dylan Wilson, Blake Majulis there. Tyler Ducharme now up to the 4th spot. Who did you see off the banking there? Kevin Deadman, the flying zero, taking a flying leap off the banking?
Yeah, he definitely took a flying leap back onto the racetrack too. Deadman able to keep it going though. But yeah, I can't believe it. All these guys, all these drivers going off, and man, I seen drivers last night. Oh, somebody really going off the track.
Wow.
Somebody full sending off the track, Phil. Are they alive? It must have been Deadman. Had to been Deadman.
Yeah, the Deadman, he'd lift. And buried the throttle down, just kind of ramped it off. 53 laps down with green flag on the board.
We're riding.
Not sure how many laps we're going for the feature here.
Deadman,
I'm assuming 60.
Oh, into the trees. I don't know if he's alive anymore.
He's gone?
He's gone. He flew out into the trees.
Maybe he's going to write a new Dirty Grass Soul song while he's sitting out there. Shameless plug. Hope he does. Love that band. Love what they're doing. Can't wait to hear some more. Is now 55 laps on the board. I haven't heard 5 to go yet, so maybe we're going 75 here tonight, Lauderville.
75. Definitely a little bit longer. Definitely a little bit longer of a race now. It looks like Weaver going down over the banking again. Howard Weaver definitely having a not so good night. Weaver down 6 laps, Phil. Deadman down, actually Weaver down 7 now. Deadman down 6. Man, he's just going down over the bank, wrestling it down there.
Is there really a bad night when you're Howard Weaver? I mean, let's be honest. Is there ever a bad night when you're Howard Weaver?
I don't think so. I've never seen him have a bad night. I don't think it's just so. I guess it's so docile. That's the wrong word for him. Docile?
Maybe he needs to find Uncle Ronnie. I don't know.
Maybe that's where Uncle Ronnie's telling him he has to go in the pits.
Oh, well, we know he listens to Uncle Ronnie now. He's pretty subservient out there. So Howard always happy, but I'm not thinking that he's the one flying that ship all the time, but we'll have to wait and see his next time by. 60 laps going on the board as Kevin Deadman looks like he's pulled off the racetrack. Has Tristan Carbon. Race leader now by just about 1 second. Dylan Wilson started to shoot into this advantage for Blake Cannon a little bit. Blake Majulis now 2.1 seconds back there running in third. Tyler Ducharme, Barrett Bishop, Devin Morgan, Kendall Tucker, J.D. Brown, Braden Wallace. Evan Say has rebounded nicely, Todd. He has brought himself the number 33 car back into the top 10.
Yeah, definitely 33 ONC doing a fantastic job there. Able to make himself back inside the top 10. You were talking about Dylan Wilson cutting into Blake Cannon. He is doing so, but last time by, he lost a little bit of ground. But I tell you, the 80 is starting to come when they get into lap traffic. The 44 Blake Cannon able to hold on, but man, Dylan Wilson just trucking along.
All right, let's go back. It's Monday night. Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Weaver has left the building.
Oh, he left.
He's gone. He's gone. I think Rob Fletcher pulled off as well. If he was in the main event, it's now 63 laps going on the board. I'm waiting to hear the guys tell me here pretty soon. 10 laps remaining. Not quite there yet. 63 on the board. Ken Dylan Wilson chased down Blake Cannon. Now, Blake's car is really strong, and he's working traffic rather nicely right now.
He definitely is. Not really into lap traffic right now. Dylan Wilson working over the bottom. He's rolling the bottom there. And the number 80 machine is definitely goes up to the high side there into 3 and 4, but rolls the bottom in 1 and 2. A little bit different approach there from Blake Cannon himself. Blake Cannon just ripping the lip up top there all the way around the track. So Wilson trying to find something that Blake Cannon does not have right now, as Cannon now starting to pull away. Last time by 1 second to 1.03, 3 second advantage. We'll see what it is this time by. It is now a 1 point, it stays the same there, Phil. So almost identical laps. So definitely those guys running their grooves as fast as they can, but man, it's going to be difficult for Dylan Wilson to catch Blake Cannon unless he makes a costly mistake over that apron.
Absolutely right. Todd, I found a really good race going on back here with the likes of Devin Morgan on the 112, Kendall Tucker 00, and the number 14 of J.D. Brown. 3 cars right together back here racing for position 8th, 9th, and 10th. Barrett Bishop right there, exiting that. He's right up ahead of these guys, but he's falling back to the clutches of this group as well. So good 4-car race for about, 5th spot there off turn number 4 as we got 6 laps remaining.
Yeah, fifth spot there is Barrett Bishop. Slipping back there is Devin Morgan. Oh, man, he drove that in deep. He wasn't quite clear. Now he goes over the bank and does the 112 machine. Costly mistake for Devin Morgan and the 112 machine.
Tough break. He was doing really good. Him and Bishop running hard. Kendall Tucker was over there. J.D. Brown capitalizing on the mistake, as did Braden Wallace. Evan Say as well. As we look up front, Todd, we have 5 laps remaining. 5 more trips on the 410 mile. Blake Cannon, can he pick up yet another win and maybe a cool little bit of cash here on a Monday night?
I'm definitely going to see if Cannon can do so there. And that 44 machine, Wilson not really glad that he's got it down under a second now, Phil. It's .916 between Wilson and Cannon. Blake Majules is 2 seconds back there in the 127. Tyler Charm. Then you got Barrett Bishop still running in the 5th spot, but he's battling it out, duking it out there with the number 14 of J.D. Brown.
It certainly is. The only problem that Dylan Wilson has right now, except running out of laps, that interval is set pretty consistently 8 tenths, 9 tenths for about the last 25 laps now. That's been close to Ben. Under 8 tenths now, but off of turn number 4. The pops go 6 in the air. 2 more trips around for Blake Cannon.
Yeah, Wilson trying to turn it up here, now down to .566. Dylan Wilson definitely has turned it up there in the number 80 machine, trying to track down Blake Cannon there in the number 44, as they got lap traffic to contend with, as Cannon making a mistake. Looks like he goes over the apron this time by, I believe it's white flag, Phil, .499, and Wilson's got to throw everything at him, including that kitchen sink now.
He's going to have to do so, but he's running out of time to do it because they were down the back straightaway into turns number 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air. We've got Who wins that one at the line?
Oh, my word.
Oh, my goodness. Controversy at Lernerville by .066 seconds. Blake Cannon will take down the win tonight at Lernerville over Dylan Wilson. Blake Majules will finish up 3rd, Tyler Ducharme 4th, and Barrett Bishop with a top 5 run. Todd, have you ever?
Let's take a look at that once again here, going across. And we're going to pause it, Phil, and look at a couple different angles, because definitely really tough to tell here who actually won that race. If I can get it to work now. But we're going to see if we can get... But definitely a fantastic race, like you said there. Looking at it a couple different angles. I guess maybe it's not going to work there, Phil, but it was rather close. Between those two drivers, what do you say, .066? Definitely a fantastic finish.
Oh, that was awesome right there. We'll see if we can't talk to our top 3 as they start to sprinkle into the Team VLR team speak. I do see Blake Majules starting to enter his way in. Dylan Wilson has got here, and I'm assuming the race winner Blake Cannon will join us as well. So we'll get these guys all kind of aligned and situated and move toward the post-race show presented by BladeNo.com here for the Lernerville Speedway for our first couple days out with this track and this new build. And I'll tell you what, I am a fan already of what we're seeing. Racetrack was electric here tonight, and this is a lot of fun to watch. So we'll let these guys sprinkle in. I believe we have all 3 of our top 3 ready to rock and roll. So let me see if we can't get these guys all moved around. The finish is being under review, I'm being told. Under review, so I guess we'll wait, and remains to be seen who the winner is going to be or how it's going to be declared. What I do know for sure, our 3rd place finisher tonight, Todd, is going to be the 127 of Blake Majules. Let's see if we can't get trackside with him. All right, back here live at your source for esports racing, the Full Velocity Racing Network post-race show presented by BladeNote.com. A little delay there because we had to figure out who won this thing because one telemetry said another. We had to go down there with, the scorecards, the physical scoring. I think even Howard Weaver had to score this thing. I think Scott from 3D, and I believe Katie did as well. But the race winner is going to be Dylan Wilson, I believe. Going to be scored the winner over Blake Cannon. All I do know for sure is third place tonight is going to be the driver of the 127, Blake Majulis. And Blake, first of all, about this racetrack. I know you won here yesterday on the airwaves. Cool little track. We've had the grass here for about a week. What are you thinking of Lurville so far? I'm digging this joint.
Yeah, it's really tricky to get a hold of. There's no doubt about that. The grooves change so fast with the track reset. It's just they're changing every single lap, and at the end there, that's the first time I've seen it really just rip the cushion all the way around. Last night the bottom was pretty decent, and the middle was pretty good too. But different track states change the lines there a little bit, so it's tricky and it's pretty fun.
Was a lot of fun. Now tell us about your run here tonight. Of course, 100 laps yesterday. I'm sure that was just practice, right, for coming in tonight. A third place finish here. The racetrack state looks like it changed before the main event. So how did they feel the racetrack progress over the start of the evening and where we ended up here for 75 laps?
Yeah, it was good in the heats. Raced really good in the heat races, and then they did a track reset for warm up, and we ran it in there, and it was kind of just along the bottom to middle there in the beginning of the race, and slowly progressed to the middle and then to the cushion. That's really all the racing was there. It was pretty tricky to pass anybody. It took me a long time to get by Barrett. I wish I could have got by him earlier because I was running good lap times there at the end with Dylan and Blake. But oh well, still had a good run, and looking forward to the next one.
All right, well, that was a lot of fun to watch right there as I'm getting communication of these guys, so I know where we're going next. But, Blake, let me give you the microphone one more time. A class act, as always, here. We're getting a Full Velocity Racing Network. That iRacing iFlag has certainly paid off tonight. Third place one there, bud. Thank all the sponsors you got on the side of that race car.
Of course, thank you, sir. All my teammates at Swindell Speed Lab, all those guys, iRacing iFlag, obviously, Jeff Brown for everything he does for me. Bell Helmets, Weiser Organics, K1 Speed, Design 75, Jeremy Ray for having me look clean. You guys for broadcasting, I appreciate it very much. It makes it very nice to go back and watch it. Tia for everything she did for me tonight, appreciate it very much. Thank you guys for watching.
All right, this is a lot of fun. We know for third tonight, Blake Majulis will pick up a podium finish, so let him get back to it. We're joined now from VLR. Our buddy, Mr. Stephen Calavoda, stopped by, and he said, I'm told you have a message for us, friend, so let me give you the mic.
What up, gentlemen? The broadcast sounded good. I didn't get to go back and watch it, but we appreciate it. That finish, that was very exciting. I loved every minute of it. We are, however, going to make a small adjustment. The only reason we're making this adjustment isn't because Blake Cannon didn't run a great race, but it was his power move that pretty much walled intentionally Dylan Wilson. I understand Dylan Wilson threw a crazy slider, threw some extra excitement in there. It was really no harm, no foul. Power move, really aggressive, but it's the last lap of the race. I did not like, however, how Blake Cannon came up across the finish line and pretty much threw Dylan Wilson into the wall. That would never happen under normal circumstances, so Dylan Wilson will take the win. Blake Cannon will take second. Might not be everybody's choice, but with our history with Blake Cannon, that's the choice we made.
All right, well, there you have it from the horse's mouth here at Team VLR. Mr. Calavoda with the big shows. Who said you weren't the bad cop over here? I thought you were the good cop.
Everybody knows better by now.
That's right. Well, we appreciate the clarification there. So we'll let Steven go, and that means I've got the assignment of walking down here and across the number 44 car of Blake Cannon, who is going to be scored second here tonight, was first to start finish line. A very aggressive pull move there the last lap. Neither way, Blake, a first or second run.
The deal? Am I second or what?
I guess they've told me you were being scored second, so don't shoot the messenger.
I haven't been told anything yet.
That's what I was told there. So I guess the move there off of 4, I guess they didn't like or whatever. I don't admin the race.
We don't like racing anymore, Phil? Is that what it's come to now?
I don't know. I saw your car across the line first. Saw you and
That's
Dylan.
what I thought. That's what I thought, Phil. I just wanted to get an explanation whose car crossed the line first. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey, no, I'm sorry. I'm just the announcer. I call it like I,
know.
see
Hey,
it.
you're
I
good.
saw.
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
I saw your car on line first. I don't like admitting these races. I'd hate to be in their shoes and do a great job, but they've scored you a second place run here tonight. So either popular or not popular, whatever they do, I guess that's what they've done. It's said and done. I guess we can't take that away. But Blake had a really good run. I'm really digging this racetrack for the first week. It looks like you've taken adapt to it as well. You led the majority of laps here tonight. Tell us about your ride. Looks to be pretty dang flawless.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've absolutely struggled here this week. So to come out here tonight and really start night off strong with qualifying, and then have a good heat race. And I was trying to be patient there at the beginning and just had to go on a couple of them restarts, and it really worked out for me. But I love this racetrack. I do. I've struggled tremendously this week for some reason, and to be able to come out with a second, I guess, is pretty good.
Now, if you could take a baseline set to throw on this joint and start to go fast right away, if you had to take one from one of the builds we have out there, what track would be most similar to what we're running here, and what most similar would fit your driving style, taking a setup from another track to bring over to this all-new build here at Lernerville?
If I had to tell anybody, I'd probably start off with the Limeland setup. It's really tough because the racetrack, the corners are so long that it's hard to stay free enough, but also get the balance of being enough, have enough drive and be tight enough. So if I had to start anywhere, I'd tell you to start with the Limeland setup and adjust from there. That's just my opinion, but racetrack's been flawless, man. I mean, it kind of got one lane, and then they were telling me that Wilson was kind of closing. My stick guy was, and I couldn't rail the top like that without running off the racetrack. So it was kind of one of them deals where if he was going to catch me, he was going to catch me.
I'll tell you what, I'll tell Todd as well. If Blake Cannon gives you advice where to start with a setup from a guy who's been thrown out of service before, we know Blake's got history. Todd now has history. Blake, terrific job here tonight. I would take a second place run any day of the week and be happy, but I'm sure, knowing you had the lead car at the start-finish line, we can't take it away from you. We'll let them do that. We're going to score you a second.
I just want to let everybody know that it wasn't KT's call. It was Stephen Calavoto. I got no problems with him, but you ask anybody around the pits, and it's just Steven being Steven, which is fine. You love him or hate him, I guess. I don't know. I crossed the line first. Me and Wilson had a good talk. He said it was good, hard racing. Anybody doesn't like it can kiss my ass. I really don't care. If they don't like that, then they don't need to come watch again. But I guess I'll take a second. You just got to thank everybody in the broadcast group. They do a hell of a job. You, Phil, Todd, Jack, Katie. KT does a great job, too. Scott Dawes for 3DRacing. I thank him. He's been a huge sponsor. I think everybody at Swindle Speed Lab, they do a hell of a job. I don't give them enough credit, but they give me everything I need to be successful, and I got to thank them. Good run to Blake tonight. I think Kendall started way back, Cole started way back, so good job to them. Bell Helmets, they do a hell of a job for us. Wiser CBD, Chad Wheeler. I think Design 75, Jeremy Ray, awesome paints, best out there. Trying to think who I'm forgetting. Pit Pass by Katie Douglas, I want to say. And then also a hell of a run, Dylan Wilson, whoever gets the win. He's a hell of a driver. All of D1RT, they've done a hell of a job this week, so gotta give a shout out to them.
All right, well, this guy here, always a great interview, a good buddy of ours, Mr. Blake Cannon, gets a second place run here tonight. That's from a guy who calls it like I see it. That's a guy who shoots it straight as well. So we appreciate his candor in that one. We take it, we leave it. We'll stay down here at Trackside with him. We'll talk all about it all night.
Digging into the track.
Exactly.
You're going to be a lot better.
Good run, bud.
As I move the entire team speak around, not meeting to, we're going to throw this thing to BladeNote.com, Victory Lane, where I believe Todd is down there, and he's caught up now with the declared race winner, I believe, the number 80 of Dylan Wilson alongside. I believe we got you guys all set.
Yeah, definitely Phil moving me around like he's a boss or something. I don't know what he's doing.
That's right, a boss.
Definitely, that'll earn you a kick in our team speak for that matter. But Dylan Wilson picking up the win here tonight after some things going on, hard racing to the start-finish line. Definitely some contact being made there. But Dylan, you were definitely tracking down Blake Cannon there towards the end of that one. Definitely lightning fast hot rod, that D1RT number 80 machine. But tell us about your race here tonight.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody's just kind of talking about that finish. I thought it was pretty clean, I mean, we touched and stuff, but I mean, we're coming to the checkers. It's hard to lift, and I don't know. I thought it was clean. I thought it should have stood the way it was. I mean, it was It was a good race. I tried some different things when I was behind him by about a second, and I couldn't really make up any ground on him, so I moved to the line he was running, and I was a little more aggressive front on the top and was able to reel him back in and throw that little last lap desperation at him. And yeah, I would honestly be more comfortable with second. I don't feel like I earned first right there, you know. Blake led most of the race. Didn't want to dirty him up in the last corner, so I just tried to throw something that might work. It did, you know. I mean, he still earned the win, you know, because nobody's going to live. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what to say because I'm not used to getting wins by default. And hopefully they correct it after this, you know, and make it right.
Yeah, definitely a different style win here tonight. Edmonds, I know, making that call here, coming up and addressing that type of call here. But leave it, love it or hate it. I guess that's what the call they're going to make here tonight. They may change it after the broadcast. Who knows there, Dylan? But definitely a fantastic race between the top three drivers there. You guys definitely put on a whale of a show over here. We definitely enjoy here at Full Velocity Race Network coming over here and watching you guys. You guys duke it out. And just looking at the outside, I'm going to ask you a question there, Dylan. You said you were more aggressive on the outside. Is that because you weren't scared of going over that embankment, or just plenty of practice laps up top there?
No, I just knew, you know, if he was running the top and I was a little bit slower trying to run any of the lines, so I just kind of knew the top was faster. And if you want to make up speed, you got to, you know, get up a little bit higher and use a little more throttle and be a little more on the edge than the guy in front of you if you want to catch him. So we had a second to make up, and about, I don't know, like 6 laps to go, I was like a second back, and all of a sudden I was like 2/10 closer and just closing in. And I knew if I could get to about 2/10 coming off of 2, I'd throw something at him, you know, but it worked out. And like I said, I mean, I thought the official race was really good. And yeah, so you just, as a leader, you don't want to give the race away, so of course you're going to run a little bit conservative. And when you're in second, you really got nothing to lose, you know, unless you're comfortable with finishing second, but I'm not. So I really had nothing to lose right there, and it actually was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be getting up there, because I thought for sure I'd send it off the top whenever I was getting really aggressive those last couple laps.
All right, definitely a fantastic finish there for you, Dylan, and the whole rest of the gang up here. But I'll give you the microphone one last time to thank who we would like to thank here this evening.
Thank you to everybody at D1RT that's over there right now. Thank you to VLR for putting this deal on, and thank you to Full Velocity Racing Network for broadcasting so everybody could watch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the win here, driver of the number 80 machine, the D1RT machine. That is Dylan Wilson taking down the victory here tonight there, Phil. We'll let him get back down to work and whatever he's going to do down there. I know those guys are all going to hatch it out there, but definitely unhappy is Blake Cannon for that one, and Dylan Wilson seems to agree, but admins make the call, and sometimes it's a tough one. I know that being a tech inspector at a local track, it's a tough one to make any type of call on any type of driver, but Calavoda felt that was the call that was needed. And that's the call, and that's going to end it here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. And definitely some upset guys. I thought he was attacking you there, Phil, with your own microphone there for a minute. I thought I was going to have to come down and save you. But you were able to fend him off. I don't know how. Maybe your charm.
I'm a big boy.
Your charm. It's got to be.
I'm a big boy. I can handle my own stuff. We have this. Bring the best of them. I don't care. I know where I've been in this world. I can handle my own business. Blake Cannon wants to come at it. Hey, he's a good guy. I have nothing but respect for these guys to do what they do. I'll let them call it as we see it and as they see it, and we'll call all fair and love and war, right? Had a great time tonight. Got to thank the gang over here at VLR and 3DRacing. This has been a lot of fun here on Monday night, so I guess that'll wrap it up here for us here from Litterville Speedway for our great sponsors like Hanover Record Service, iRacing, iFlag, Voiles Trucking, J-Max Journeys, Bladeno.com, the South Texas Speedway, Milner Media and Design. Also going to thank the gang over at TDR Racing League, Team Hard Motorsports, Trash Panda Graphics, and JP Designs for Todd Stanton, Jack Chu, and Ron Piles. The rest of the clan over here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Phil LeCast going to sign off here for now, but we're back to it Wednesday night, well, it's not iRacing. We're back at NR 2003 this coming Wednesday, the Fast Racing League Championship night from the Homestead Miami Speedway. The fastest of the group over in NR 2003 will be live in display, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So we'll see you back here live on your source for esports racing. Good night, everybody, from the Lernerville Speedway.
Good night.